I'm Dr. Rolwani, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about protein. Protein is what we call a macronutrient, meaning the body needs a lot of it and it's an energy source. There are two other macronutrients mainly that are carbohydrates and fat. The body also needs a variety of micronutrients, which are vitamins and minerals that we need much smaller amounts of. So if we need all this protein, the next question is how much do we actually need? And like everything else, it depends. The RDA, the recommended daily allowance, is 0.8 grams per kilogram. Now, people who lift weights regularly will recommend taking more like 2 grams per kilogram. So that's a pretty big range. And the answer is, if you're active, you probably need something in between. So I would say aim for 1.5 grams per kilogram. So for a 70 kilogram person, that's about 100 grams of protein. And another way to say it is to aim for about 30 grams of protein per meal, depending on how many times a day you eat. So 30 grams per meal is a reasonable number to shoot for, but I wanted to show you what that looks like. So I put together some plates for you. We'll start with ground turkey. So 30 grams is 4 to 5 ounces of ground turkey. Next, I have salmon here. So we're looking at, again, 4 to 5 ounces of cooked salmon. And this is grilled chicken. So this is what about 30 grams of grilled chicken breast looks like. Now, for people who don't necessarily like these protein sources, we have some vegetarian options. This is about a cup of Greek yogurt, and this is about 30 grams of protein. And here I have eggs. So one thing I want to point out is though eggs are a protein source, they don't have a lot of protein. So I have 5 eggs on this plate because each egg has 5 to 6 grams of protein. So if you're aiming for that 30 grams, you're going to have to eat a lot of eggs, which I don't recommend. And then finally here we have garbanzo beans or chickpeas. So 30 grams of chickpeas was an entire can of chickpeas, 30 grams of protein. So you would again have to eat a lot of beans to get your intake of protein. So again, this is to give you an idea of how to get 30 grams of protein. It also shows you why it's so much harder as a vegetarian to get an adequate amount of protein, because even protein foods for vegetarians are not protein dense, so it requires a higher volume. So if you are vegetarian, you probably are going to have to start eating things like tofu and soy and tempeh in order to reach your daily protein requirement. I hope that clears things up. Let me know if you have any questions.